Hello and welcome everybody to the very first webinar episode of CCN Insider. Today we'll be talking about Huygens Updates. Just a brief introduction. My name is Julia Guo. I'm the community manager here, and joining me today is Joseph Manillo. He's the product and miners relations associate at Computecoin. So just a little bit about CCN Insider. I'm sure many of you have already seen. This is a biweekly Computecoin update for our beloved community members, ambassadors, miners, developers, and investors to just be in the loop of every single thing that's happening around Computecoin. And these updates will be in the forms of webinars, Twitter Space, Clubhouse, Discord, and of course the Medium article as a summary for those of you who couldn't make it. And yeah, we welcome absolutely every advice in just more forms and how we can make this more fun. So let us know. So now to the very important stuff. We all know that we officially concluded domain Computecoin's actually first ever testnet a couple of days ago. And this is our domain accomplishment at a glance. We could not have done this without all of your support and love for domain. So thank you so much for doing this with us. We had over 200,000 nodes running on CCN. And yeah, we had over 90 billion meta power contributed by miners from 25 countries. So what that number means is that it's basically the equivalent of 200,000 NVIDIA 3080 graphic cards. So let that sink in for a second. So yeah, as I am sure that many of you are more concerned about your domain collateral return, and I'll be explaining this rules a little bit on this slide. So all of your domain collaterals will be returned to you on April 30th at the price of 3 USDT per CCM. We note that in the domain protocol, we said that we will return the equivalent amount of CCM, but as a bonus, we decided to offer a price protection mechanism and the return to you guys with the lowest market price after CCN is listed. So good news for domain miners. So how that works is that if after 3 months, after domain is listed on an exchange, the market price goes higher, then it's good for everybody. Congratulations. And if the market price, unfortunately, is lower than 3 USDT, then we will refund the difference to all of your pre-stating participants. I also like to note that as an extra little something for domain miners, we do offer early access to acquire Huygens mining pass, so which will be explained by Joseph in just a little bit. So yeah, let's now welcome Joseph to the floor to talk about some Huygens updates.
Thank you, Julia. Thank you for the introduction and explaining the achievements of our first testnet, Dome A. We're now rolling on to our second testnet, Huygens. And Huygens brings many new updates to our DAG, improving a lot of technicalities and logistics. The first focus we're going to be taking is on our technical updates, and then I'll go into some further updates on how to participate on mining on a Huygens. So let's get started. Julia, can you click the next slide? Oh, thank you. So for our first tech update, we have an update to our consensus algorithm, our proof of honesty. And this is pretty cool what we have here. It's a major technical update to our consensus and the security of our DAG. What it provides is a stable infrastructure for Web3. And in Huygens, we introduce our novel consensus algorithm, PoH. Now, PoH is this way of verifying malicious behavior on our network, and 30 nodes are chosen from our top providers of metapower. And what these nodes do is they just send out phishing tasks, okay, to all the other miners that are on our network. And obviously it's a phishing task. So if a malicious miner gets a hold of it and responds wrong to it, then that miner is kicked off of the network. So what it's used is to determine these malicious actors on our network, which is awesome. This may cause a little bit of concern for some of you who are out there saying, whoa, 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 the top 30 have a lot of power in their hands. Well, we have a built-in mechanism in our algorithm where these top 30 people are reselected every 12 hours. We also have a little bit of a competition here. And the competition is that the top 30 miners get 5% of the mining rewards that are divided equally amongst the proper participating PoH nodes, participating in this extra consensus algorithm. Now, there is that competition to participate in that top 30 and become a top metapower provider, therefore getting that little extra incentivization of reward. So we have this introduction of our PoH nodes. That's our first tech update. Our second update, and we have a couple updates to our mining pass. So some of you are familiar with our mining pass. The mining pass is how a miner will get started. A miner must purchase your mining pass. It is a mandatory credential for each miner's allowed metapower capacity. So why do we have this? This mining pass is to show your symbol of commitment to the network. And when you do purchase your mining pass, you're purchasing it with our native stablecoin, UCCN. And when you purchase it with our native stablecoin, UCCN, it actually is used to purchase CCN tokens, buy it back and then burn it, causing a deflationary mechanism. And in tokenomics, you always want to have some sort of deflationary mechanism. The community gets excited about it, and it's good just in general for the tokenomics. It's not good for inflation to always inflate, as we could see today with the US dollar. So when you purchase this mining pass, the ratio is 1 UCCN for 200 KMPs of a metapower limit. That's our cost here. And what miners are going to do is use our calculator, which is previewed on our website, to calculate how much metapower their machines actually produce. And then on our new interface, you'll be able to directly purchase that mining pass, and you could get the proper amount of mining limit or computing limit for your associated metapower provided. So a little more on those updates. We have our computing capacity. Now this goes hand in hand with our baseline function in our tokenomics. We did have webinars, a series way long ago where Dr. Lee and I discussed our tokenomics. Well, here we're going to dive in a little bit more. So our computing capacity is starting at that baseline function in our CCN tokenomics of 300 GMPs. Now, people may be asking, well, why is it going to start there? And we need to ensure the stability and growth in our ecosystem to provide that stable and secure infrastructure. This is what we want to do. We don't want to have an event where a lot of miners get onboarded and you see a huge on-ramp, then the reward gets lessened and lessened and lessened, and then you see all those miners drop off like a huge roller coaster going all the way up and then all the way down. We want to prevent that. We want a stable growth in our ecosystem where everybody is rewarded equally and it slowly grows over time. That's what we want. So we start off at this 300 GMPs of our metapower limit. Now, every day, it could be every day, depending on our tokenomics, and it's built into the algorithm and how our DAG works. That limit will be increased. It could be daily, it could be weekly, it could be every 2 days. It depends. It's not static. We'll put it that way, and it'll scale per that tokenomics. Miners are going to want to secure a spot and purchase your mining pass, so you could participate in that original, starting point and not have to wait for more to actually get onto the network and deployed onto the network. Again, we could see in a lot of cryptocurrency projects where we have this instability where many people get onboarded immediately, and then people just drop off afterwards. So our second update to our mining pass is this limited function. Can you go back, Julia? Sorry. Thank you. So this limited function is important. And every 7 days, your meta power limit, according to your mining pass, will be adjusted. And what is the purpose of this? The purpose of this is because if a malicious actor wanted to come onto the network and purchase all of the computing or meta power limit possible, so somebody had enough collateral to purchase all 300 GMPs of that meta power limit, nobody else would be able to participate. Well, we don't want this. So every 7 days, for any meta power that is not being used by any of your machines and hasn't been allocated, it actually decreases automatically. And this is good because we don't want miners to pool up and purchase a bunch of mining meta power limit to then hold it and then not give it out to other people. So this automatically decreases, and then it goes straight back to the available computing capacity on Huygens. That way, other miners have a fair advantage to be able to come onto the network. Again, this is for unused meta power limit. This isn't for used. So if you're using it and it's allocated, you're safe. But it allows malicious actors to not come onto our network and purchase up a bunch of it and then sell it at a premium or such. That's what we're trying to avoid here. Another update to our collateral function. We have had a couple of updates to our collateral function, especially in previous webinars. However, this system works much better. Again, this system is used to actually help onboard smaller miners. And the biggest thing here is ensuring that stability and growth of our network using our baseline function and our consensus. So collateral is required for all mining participants, whether you're using our CCN Mini or our CCN Pro. It's required. So no one is excluded unless you're not mining, then it's not required. Miners must connect and post collateral for a 360-day period. After that period, the collateral is automatically returned to the miners, okay? And if mainnet launches during that 360-day period, that collateral is automatically transferred over to our mainnet if that happens. So again, this ensures our stability, and we have removed our previously stated 1-week trial, but we have introduced a better function, which is on the next slide, where a miner is able to post only 15% collateral, required to start mining. So this little function that we show here is actually a really, really good graph and a really, really good visual, and it could be found in our tokenomics document. And it shows how your collateral stake impacts your reward. So we could see here a miner is able to start at 15%, but a miner will only get 10% of that reward. Now let's look at a couple of the other numbers here. A miner who posts 90% gets approximately 75% reward. Okay, so you post 90%, you get 75%. You're incentivized to post that extra 10% to get you up to 100 to then get your full reward. This is built in specifically so we ensure that stability and security and growth, so people are incentivized to post that full collateral. We don't want a bunch of miners posting little bits of collateral. You're going to want to post that full collateral, purchase more, post your full collateral on your second machine. However, for people who do want to get started, you could start with 15%, try it out, see how it goes, try it for a month. And then if you like how everything is going and how our network is working and you understand it and you trust it, you could always add more to your stakes and earn more. You're always incentivized to add more and earn more. Another good mining update here is, and this is for our Dome A miners specifically, just a quick update. Dome A miners will have early access to use their Dome A collateral to claim a Huygens mining pass and redeem it directly with that domain collateral. So for all of our domain miners, you have received an email. If you have any other questions, feel free to come into the Discord. You could also ask your questions here, and we'll be able to answer those directly. You could also refer to that email documentation for any other questions that you may have. That email is pretty thorough on how it works. But this gives our domain miners a chance, especially for participating in our original testnet, to get that mining pass before that original baseline 300 GMPs is filled up. So it gives our domain miners, our kind of first slot, our first spot in line to purchase their mining pass. So you're going to want to claim that mining pass, before the baseline computing power is allocated out, and you're waiting second in line for it to increase daily. So our dev tools, for any of you who have not been participating in the ecosystem, we have our dev tools, and with Huygens, developers are finally allowed to interact with our DAG, build and participate in using smart contracts. Our developing community is very, very important. A developing community is important for any blockchain that's out there or any technology. And it is to ensure a secure ecosystem that is always evolving. We always want that evolving ecosystem. So we have a multitude of developer resources, but be sure to check out our two most important ones, which are our Gitbook and GitHub. A reminder that Huygens is EVM and Solidity compatible. Developers can use widely used tools such as Truffle and Hardhat, which is good. It allows that easy access from going from, let's say, if you're a familiar Solidity developer developing on Ethereum or Avalanche, you could just come over and deploy whatever smart contracts you want. Almost a zero learning curve. We have produced a tutorial series called Huygens Developing. Huygens Developing features two tutorials, one building and interacting with the back end of a smart contract, and our second one is actually a front end interaction using our Ale wallet and our smart contract. So you could check out those tutorials. And again, the documentation is in our Git book, which you can find on our website, and then our GitHub features all of the source and the fun stuff. So you could, if you are a developer, you could play around with these tools. So you could view those on YouTube. Any developers, please join the Discord. We're there to chat about debugging issues if you find one, talk ideas and such.
So I'll be introducing briefly of our ecosystem related updates. So we have some great news to report. We currently have over 10 teams building on CCN, and the list is below is some of our favorites. Uverse, which we will be talking about shortly, is an AI-powered avatar platform for the metaverse. CCN Swap, this is a CCN token swap exchange built just by our community members, so we're just really proud of you guys. Irem DAO is a real estate platform that allows you to create and manage mixed reality real estate, meaning that maybe in the future you'll get to see their digital real estate in the metaverse soon. And Tori Finance is a DeFi protocol that enables staking, reflection, crypto loans, and NFTs. Please note that this is also one of our partners. So, and STEM is an NFT platform that makes creating and launching NFTs easy and cost-effective. Both STEM and Tori are our partners in the ecosystem. Okay. And Uverse. We're really delighted to tell you guys that Uverse is actually the first app to use CCN's decentralized cloud computing services. So what Uverse does is that Uverse is a text-to-video platform that allows users to create photorealistic representations of themselves. So like this, your digital twin just in the metaverse in the future in a few clicks with multimodality AI technologies. What sets Uverse apart from its competitors in our mind is that Uverse offers multilingual, multi-granular, and multimodality AI technologies that, of course, requires a huge demand of computing power. And that's why they're building on us, because Computecoin can offer that to Uverse. One thing I'd like to note is that Uverse is currently taking applications to join the private beta. So this is a preview of their website landing page. You can just join the private beta application by clicking this button right here. And then you'll be able to create your own video you've selected. Yeah, so let's just move on to our wallet. This is our proprietary crypto wallet that came along with Domain. We've reached over 50K more downloads just in the period of Domain. I'm sure all of you who are here already have it. And yeah, we have some great updates regarding our wallet. So this is a preview of the landing page for the our wallet's own website. And yeah, you can download our wallet from this page for iOS, Android, and Chrome, and the APK file. So we recently also did a wallet version update, which is the 1.6.0 for both iOS and Android. We added this new token feature. Now you can search for different tokens in the CCN ecosystem or create a custom one. So we did have this feature previously in the Chrome extension version already, but now all three have it. So feel free to give it a go and just maybe create your own token in our wallet. That'd be cool. So Joseph will be talking about our new exciting plan, is the bonding pool.
All right, thank you, Julia. Thank you. So the bonding pool is a pretty cool feature that we're going to be having on Huygens. The plan is by the end of the month, this will be developed and up and functioning. And let me explain what this bonding pool is. So the first question we have to ask is why a bonding pool? So we have two players here. We have miners who could have plenty of machines, but no collateral. And then we could have community holders who have plenty of CCN tokens, but no mining machines. Now, the CCN community may want to participate in mining, but again, not have those mining machines. And the miners may want to participate in the mining, but they don't have the collateral to post it. So what we're introducing is our bonding pool in this marketplace. So what this does is it connects miners who need CCN tokens for collateral with token holders in need of machines to mine. And this is kind of a cool symbiotic relationship that's going on here. What we have here is a miner will be able to post a smart contract, which will be transparent, decentralized, and secure is what we want. So anybody could look at that and be like, okay, I trust this. This miner will post a smart contract explaining the amount of machines they have and the amount of collateral that they need. And a CCN community member could then come up and say, hey, I would like to maximize my return on holding my CCN tokens. Let me give you my CCN tokens so you could mine. And then via the smart contract, those rewards will be distributed back to the CCN community member. So it causes a symbiotic relationship, and it's awesome. So this is how we're doing it. It's via this marketplace. A miner or a CCN community member could come to this website, this little marketplace. And the CCN community member could pick their miner and pretty much bond their CCN tokens to this miner. So it allows for this resource optimization. It maximizes the returns for both the miners and token holders. It creates this participation in our community where large miners could interact with our large community holders or members that are just holding the tokens and like to receive a little bit more reward. So I mean, a little bit of an example is, let's say we have a large data center who doesn't want to hold the risk of, holding the underlying CCN token. Maybe it's too much of a risk for their business, but they have a bunch of machines available to mine on our network, and they could increase a little bit of their profit margin. So what this large miner could do is come to this bonding marketplace, and they could allow a CCN community member to bond their CCN tokens using the smart contract function. So therefore, the business doesn't hold the underlying risk, right? The tokens are still the community members, and then the rewards are distributed out. So it's a win-win situation for both parties. It's pretty awesome. It's in development, and we plan to have it done by the end of the month, and we'll see how it works from there. I hope you are all excited about this, and that is that.
Thank you so much for coming.
Have a great weekend.